a lot of people would think that this woman is blessed with what we now call lucky girl syndrome, but it really has less to do with luck and more with how these women are truly in their own skin and their own body, and they just move from that confidence, and there is almost this aura of ease around them. Hey, welcome back to my show, Seen, Known, Paid. I'm your host, Marina, and this is the show where I help you build your most magnetic personal brand on and off social media so that you don't have to sell your soul or follow corporate marketing BS to attract dream clients and live life on your own terms. Today, I want to dive into the 7 secrets of high vibe, magnetic women. And these women, I've worked with so many of these magnetic, successful women in business, and they have built an insane amount of like success and wealth and abundance and found their calling, and they grew communities online that are literally obsessed with them and offline. And these women also tend to have partners that adore them and love them. People just want to do things for them. And maybe you want to think about a woman in your life right now that truly embodies that. Like, take a moment right now and think about someone that you feel as soon as she walks in the room, she's so in her own body. So, how the heck do they do that? What is their secret? And this is what I want to dive into today to help you embody and use some of these secrets in your own business and your personal brand to create a more magnetic presence that will help you attract more of your dream clients, that will help you create content with more ease, that will help you be so self-assured that you trust the business decisions that you're making and where they're leading you. So before I dive into that, I wanted to let you know that I have such a great and free downloadable just for you, and it is on how to plan your business and goals according to your feminine energy flow. This will also help you embody more of that ease and magnetism within your business. So the way I do it is I align my business to my cycle and my energy. So I create when I am in my ovulation or follicular phase, and I rest when I'm in my menstruation. I edit when I am in my what is it called? Luteal, when we're PMSing. So if you're a woman in business who wants to make big moves without burning out, you need to click that first link in my description below to get instant access to my free feminine in business Notion planner. You're gonna love it. This is how I plan everything in my business and how I've been doing it for years now. That allows me to have time to travel, to rest, but also make big things happen in my business. So it's not an excuse to be lazy. It is just a beautiful way to be in your feminine flow and body and use that as your roadmap to productivity that feels good. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the 7 secrets of high vibe magnetic woman. Secret number 1: body language. These women know how to use their body to communicate what's going on inside, to communicate their confidence, to communicate their aura, to communicate what they're willing to receive and not willing to receive. Their body speaks before their mouth does. That's why body language is the first thing on this list. And by the way, I'm going to give you an embodiment practice at the end of this episode. So stay with me. So body language, that includes smiling. The way when she walks into a room, you'll notice these women acknowledge people. These women don't walk into a room and pretend like they're the best and therefore they're not going to look at anyone or give anyone attention. They smile at people, they acknowledge, they nod, they look, they make eye contact. They walk in an upright manner. So the way she sits and walks, and that made me want to sit a bit more upright here, says, I'm a woman who knows my worth. I'm a woman who is in her body. And that takes years of practice of feeling good in your own body. The kind of language that you use about your body will translate in the world. Let me repeat that again. The kind of language you use about your body. So if you tell your body that it's beautiful, that it's confident, that it's sexy, you are going to move with that in mind. The way you're going to walk is going to be sexy. The way you're going to smile at people is going to be confident. The way your whole body is positioned is going to be receptive rather than closing off, because you're allowing people to see you. But if you feed yourself language that is destructive, language that puts you down, your body can't help but put that out into the world. Your body is reflecting what is inside. But also, there are ways to improve body language and body communication. It is by being more present with how you're moving yourself. Notice if you are sitting feeling agitated and constantly moving. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? Maybe you need to just get up and move instead of like sitting in your seat playing with your hair, because that signals that you're not confident. Confident women sit with presence. They sit and they're fully there. You can feel them. Okay? Notice what happens, like what kind of thoughts you have when your body's slouching. Are you bored? Are you disinterested? We're going to talk about this a bit later because it's one of the secrets as well. Are you disinterested, but you're still there because you feel like you have to be there? Notice also your pacing. We're going to talk about pacing in how you use your voice, but also your body, how your body moves around a room. Are you like rushing, going from place to place just to show that you're busy or you're flustered? Again, it goes back to presence, being in the moment as it is and feeding yourself good language. The quality of the language that you give yourself is the quality of the output that your body is going to show. Secret number 2, your voice. Your voice is now leading. Your voice carries the weight of what you're saying. That includes volume, tone, and pace. Okay, so I've noticed that these women who are so magnetic, high vibe, so confident, they attract everything to them. They understand the value of what they're saying, and they allow their voice to translate that same thing with the body. Your voice is translating how much you believe in what you are saying. If you notice, the way I'm speaking right now is slow. I give myself pauses between words and sentences, and that gives the words importance. A lot of times I see women who are creating content online, women in business who are using social media as a way to grow their brand. They are imitating the TikTok voice, which is like talking really fast and talking like this, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and just using a lot of filler words and trying to have that cool girl voice. You don't need that. You can speak like yourself. Just slow it down. Probably most women want to slow it down like at least 70%. Just slow down your speech. And when you slow down your speech, you're able to think clearly and you're able to pause and breathe in between what you're saying, making you seem more in conviction of everything that you're sharing with people. And people then want to stop and listen. This is so important. If you want people to stop and listen to you, you need to carry the energy of confidence in your voice. Know when to raise your voice and when to bring it down. And that, as women, is the magic that we carry. We can actually help people relax their nervous system or help excite them and invigorate them by the tone of our voice, by the pitch of our voice. So notice when you're rushing. Notice when you're trying to speak so fast to not take up more space or to just get the point across. Magnetic women know how to speak to hold attention. Okay, secret number 3, self-trust. Magnetic women listen to themselves. They have created a deep practice of cultivating daily self-trust. They don't outsource their power to others. They don't go to outside forces like they're constantly flipping tarot cards or constantly checking where the planets are before they make decisions. They can use that. I use the cosmos to make decisions. But the cosmos and where the planets are, they support my decision making, but I don't wait for things to align perfectly before I make decisions that are based on my self trust, that are based on my intuition. Okay? And your intuition needs to be trained. Sometimes it will be stronger, sometimes it will be weaker. So that's why I said a practice of cultivating daily self trust. It's something you want to do day in, day out. And the best way to do this is in your morning ritual. So in your morning ritual, you want to talk about the things that happen that you have kind of predicted, or the kind of things that you were like, not in a way like, oh, I didn't listen to myself and now look what happened, I've already known this. But see, talking to your intuition like it's another human being that's living inside of you, like, oh yeah, you were right about so and so, next time I'm going to tune into that more. Also, listen to your body. Your body's always telling you. Like, I remember before dating this one person, I got really sick. And I didn't know because, I mean, out of nowhere, I was getting sick and I was like, what's happening? Like, this person is coming to like visit me next week and I'm super sick. Like, I got an infection, all the things that I'm like, what is going on? That was my body's way communicating the wisdom that I have inside that I might not always know in the moment. But if I had trusted that, I would have saved myself a big heartache. But now, lesson learned, and I will trust my body's wisdom. She knows. She's always guiding me. She knows things before I do. And this means that doesn't mean that you don't ask for feedback from your friends. That doesn't mean that you don't ask for feedback from your mentors and coaches or listen to them. But it means that you need to be very discerning with who you get the feedback from. Okay, so be open to feedback, cultivate daily self trust through your morning rituals, journaling, also following up on your word. If you say you're going to do something, prove to yourself you're going to do it. This goes both ways. Don't overpromise yourself things. That's how you break your own self-trust. The brain needs evidence. Give your brain evidence by giving yourself little things that you can follow through on. And that way you're cultivating that daily self-trust by saying, I get to keep my word. I'm someone who can follow through on her word. And I'm someone who's very discerning with the feedback I receive and who I receive it from. Secret number 4, my friends, is boundaries. Of course, you knew this one was coming, right? And it's one of the hardest ones to do, to be honest. Like, boundaries are a lifelong practice. Boundaries are not something that you're going to set today and have everyone respect them right away. And that's when women start to get bitter. And bitter is the opposite of magnetic. Bitter, rude, angry women cannot be magnetic. Okay? You will notice that. Think of a woman in your life that's so negative, pessimistic, angry, rude. Is she magnetic? Probably not. Magnetic women know that their energy is sacred. They know that it's not infinite or unlimited. Magnetic women protect their energy and time by choosing where to spend it and with who. Usually always magnetic women, are clear and firm on their boundaries, and they do not impose their boundaries with harshness or rudeness. They simply remind people over and over again of a boundary that's important to them. And they know that only she can uphold these boundaries. It is not someone else's responsibility to keep up the boundary for you. Magnetic women know that it is their responsibility to upkeep the boundary, not the other person. Outsourcing responsibility to other people is the fastest way to lose your own power. Call back your power by knowing you are the only person responsible for keeping the boundaries. Now, if you have someone that's rude in your life, constantly breaking your boundaries, even though when you gently and lovingly remind them of these boundaries, then that is a person you need to cut out of your life, simply put. Okay, like the self trust, the discernment. Secret number 5 of being a magnetic high vibe woman is clarification. Magnetic women don't act like they know everything to appear cool or whatever, or know-it-alls. They ask really good follow-up questions. They're not scared to get it wrong or to seem like they don't know something. They care about gathering the correct information by asking all the question more than they care about, oh my God, I seem annoying or a know-it-all. They don't care if they're annoying. They'd rather actually be annoying, and they're not annoying. They're just women who want to get the correct information. They're women who are not scared to ask, hey, could you repeat that again? Hey, what did you mean by? Can I ask you follow-up questions on this? Could you please clarify? It shows a lot of confidence and a lot of trust in herself. The moment you start to think of yourself as annoying is the moment you also give your power away. Because you are now responding to something that someone else thinks of you rather than thinking, what do I need to make the best decision possible for myself? I've been touring apartments here in Greece to find my next long-term home, and I'm really in my body. I feel like I'm about to find my dream home and my dream apartment. And one of the things that kept coming up as I'm touring these places is feeling a resistance to being this annoying. And you guys know I'm Egyptian, but I sound American. I've lived in the US for a while, and I know that people are like, oh my God, Americans, like they're annoying, whatever, you know. So like I carry some of that burden. Let me know if you feel that as an American who lives abroad or travels a lot. But like I feel like I don't want them to think I'm annoying and I have so many questions and I'm being bougie or whatever. But then I notice myself, like if I want to truly like have all the information to make the right decision about this next apartment that I want to rent out, then I need to be very adamant about asking a lot of follow-up questions, like what is the heating like, what are the monthly rental expenses, what else is included or not included in the rent, and being willing to go there. And I notice people are usually receptive to that. No one's annoyed. They're like, yeah, sure, we'll give you all the answers. Ask follow-up questions. It is totally okay. It's better to ask follow-up questions than to be in the dark and like assume things that are not true and then make the wrong decision. That brings me to secret number 6, which is intention. Magnetic women, her decisions are based on her highest vision for herself. She's intentional about what she's building and creating, and that aligns with her vision for her life. She literally uses the vision for her life as the roadmap and as the guidance to how she's making decisions. You know, she's not over here just like throwing her energy and attention around, because remember, magnetic women know that where her attention goes, her energy will flow. So she's intentional about her attention. So she doesn't have shiny object syndrome. She knows like right now I'm in a season of growing my new account on TikTok. So that's all I'm doing. Right now, I'm in a season of working behind the scenes, of creating passive income because I want more time, energy, freedom in the next year. So I need to focus on doing that. And I'm not going to be distracted by taking more one-on-one clients just because I want to have a cash injection at the moment. So these women are moving with so much intention based on their bigger vision, not what they need in this moment or urgency. They move from desire. They move from intention. And for our final secret number 7 of magnetic women is presence. I kind of like alluded to presence earlier, Presence is the gift that magnetic women offer to the world. Presence is the gift that magnetic women offer to the world, is how engaged they are in the present moment, how they don't desire to escape from one thing to the next. It really ties in all the other 6 secrets that I've shared. With presence, she's truly there. She's aware of her body, of her breath, of her words, of her tone, of her pacing, of who she's surrounded with. She's listening. She's actively listening to what's going on inside, but she's also actively listening to what's happening around. And that way she's able to say, oh, I notice when I'm with so and so, my energy leaks. I feel uncomfortable. I feel icky. It's even a great way to listen when she's full, when she's hungry, when she needs to move, when she needs to change things. She's just not going according to just her own plan, but she's tuning into what the universe and the world is presenting her at that moment. And she's offering presence even with her clients. And I'll tell you this, like, your clients can always tell when you're just responding based on what you know, your knowledge, or if you're responding to them based on what they're sharing with you. This small shift has taken me from being a good coach to a great coach. If you're a coach, if you're a space holder, if you're a facilitator like me, a retreat host, this is going to make all the difference, because when you're truly present with your clients and your people, you're able to respond to them in the moment and what they need versus just what you know. And this allows them to leave with the deepest impact and transformation. Notice how the room changes around you when you are deeply present. And notice how when you walk into a room, people see you when you're deeply present. I'm going to add a bonus here because I think, and I actually believe in this. The way women dress themselves up. And please forget about wearing certain clothes. It's not about wearing certain clothes or designer or expensive or whatever. Just being well dressed, being like put together, okay? And please stay with me as I say this. Your style communicates to the world the value that you believe about yourself, okay? I know that in a lot of cultures, especially like in North America, people don't put value on how you dress. But in Europe, like the moment you leave the house, you're dressed up. It doesn't mean that you're dressed like, oh my God, in like a dress and like always bougie or whatever, but like you are just displaying that I care. Showing up to this podcast episode, or if you're watching on YouTube, I care. I dressed up. I put a little bit of gloss. I wore my favorite earrings. That allows me to embody the energy of this woman that I know I am. So whatever that means to you, it could also mean sweats and a big hoodie. I'm not saying that one way or the other is correct, but just remember that your style and the way you show up communicates to the world what you value and how the value within you, the value that you carry. If you want the world to respond to you with premium offers, and if you want the world to meet you with more high vibe, luxury people, pay attention to how you're carrying yourself. Pay attention to the words that you use, the clothes that you wear, your presence. Okay? And remember that who you surround with, you eventually become. If the people around you don't believe in this next level, if the people around you think, oh, they're just some women who get this because they're lucky or they're pretty or they have more resources, then you will also believe that. And that is why I'm so focused on creating retreats and spaces for women like yourself who are ready to come back to her full power. Because when you're in the room with other women who believe in this elevation, who believe in carrying themselves in this way, who believe that they are magnetic, you get to also borrow from that. When you're around people who are expansive, they expand you. When you're around people who are high achievers, you become an even more of a high achiever. And this work cannot be done in isolation. It's only done in communities. And that's why I host my retreats with Vivacious Retreats. And I love it. I've seen women in my spaces seriously transform. They came back to their essence, to their story, to their voice, to this intimacy with themselves. I've seen it with my own eyes, like women who were like, wow, now I can just share with the world who I am without having to cut myself down. without having to feel like, oh my God, if I'm too confident or I speak with confidence or I dress nicely, people will think I'm a show off, because she gets to be in the room with other women doing the same. So just pay attention to who's around you and how they act and how they think. Okay, I will leave you with an exercise to start becoming her, to start embodying these qualities. I want you to choose 3 qualities, 3 of the secrets that I shared with you today. So 3 out of the 7. And I'll remind you of the 7 again. 1 is body language, 2 is voice and how you use it, 3 is self-trust and how you listen to yourself, 4 is boundaries, 5 is clarification, 6 is intention, and 7 is presence. Please pick 3 qualities that you want to embody as a magnetic woman and as a beautiful, powerful woman in business, and write them down. Okay, so write these 3 down right now. In detail, underneath each of these, how you will embody them. So if it's presence, maybe you're like, I will catch myself when I start to disengage from a conversation and simply acknowledge I've disengaged. And then later you can ask yourself why I've disengaged. With your voice, maybe you'll start thinking, the moment I notice I'm speaking really fast, I'm just going to tone it down 1 notch. Or I will script out my podcast episodes to remove filler words and like put line breaks between every sentence so that I can breathe and slow down a bit. So what is the embodiment of that through the action? Maybe it's also how you're going to be dressed up and showing up in your content and social media. And I want to remind you that it takes 21 days to make a habit and 90 days to make it a lifestyle. So for the next 21 days, I want you to commit to these 3 qualities and their embodiment until it feels like a natural part of who you are, because it is who you are. It's your essence. Your essence is magnetic. It's high vibe. You don't need to become something else. You just simply need to step into her. And I want you to watch how your life, your business, and the world starts to respond to you with the same energy. And if you're listening to this and thinking, I want to practice this in real life, I got you, girl, because that means you're ready to go beyond the lists. You're ready to go beyond listening to videos and lists and doing this on your own. You're ready to be in spaces where you get to be that woman and fully embody your leadership. This is about embodied leadership. This is leading yourself through life, through your decision, and getting intimate with that authentic, powerful voice inside without editing, diluting, and being in the room with inspiring, successful women who are doing the same thing. And if that's you, then I want you to join me in December 2025. I'm taking you to my homeland in Egypt in my next Vivacious retreat, Wisdom Within. This is a luxury retreat in Luxor for women in business who are ready to be seen, heard, and deeply known. You will walk through ancient temples. We're going to the most beautiful temples of Luxor, reconnect with your voice, and master the art of telling your story, which creates a magnetic presence online and offline that draws people in with ease. You don't have to work hard for it. You get to bring people in because you are you. And you are the premium value, not your expertise, not your knowledge, which is now so pointless with AI. You need to have your own value embodied and lead with that, and know how to tell it in stories. So that's what I want to help you do. I have very limited spots left, guys, and I want you in there. I want the women like you who are interested in this to be in there. So click the link below. Okay, I'm going to leave all the details in the description. You can also find the freebie there again to download it, and you'll get all the details about the Egypt retreat, and then you can fill out an application and book some time with me so that we can see if this is the next big move for you in your business. And until then, stay vivacious. Bye. Hey, welcome back to Seen, Known, Paid. I'm your host, Marina Gergen.